Learning French with emotional resilience. What if the real reason you can't learn French has nothing to do with grammar or vocabulary, and everything to do with your emotions? Stay with me, because what I'm about to share will change how you think about language learning forever. The problem. Let's be honest. Learning French feels impossible sometimes. You spend hours memorizing verb conjugations, only to freeze when a native speaker asks you a simple question. You practice pronunciation until your tongue feels twisted, but still can't roll that perfect French R. And don't even get me started on why a table is feminine but a cable is masculine. Here's the brutal truth. 95% of people who start learning French quit within 3 months. But here's what nobody tells you. They don't quit because French is too hard. They quit because they're not emotionally prepared for the journey. The real challenge isn't the language. It's managing the frustration, the embarrassment, the voice in your head saying, "I'm not smart enough for this." But what if I told you that learning French isn't just about speaking another language? What if it's actually one of the most powerful tools for building emotional strength, mental resilience, and unshakable confidence? Think of learning French like climbing a mountain. Not because it's a battle or a struggle, but because every step up, no matter how small, transforms you. The view from the top is incredible, but the real wonder happens during the climb. When you learn French, you're not just memorizing words. You're literally rewiring your brain. You're teaching yourself to sit with discomfort without running away. You're proving to yourself that you can do hard things. And here's the beautiful part, that emotional muscle you're building, it transfers to everything else in your life. That presentation at work. That difficult conversation you've been avoiding. That dream you've been too scared to chase. The science. Now, let's talk about what's actually happening in your brain when you learn French, because this is where it gets fascinating. A 2019 study from the University of Edinburgh found that bilingual individuals show significantly greater neural plasticity, that's your brain's ability to adapt and grow, compared to monolinguals. Every time you successfully recall a French word or construct a sentence, your brain releases dopamine. Yes, the same chemical associated with pleasure and reward. But here's what really matters for your emotional health. Research published in the Journal of Neurolinguistics shows that language learning actively reduces cortisol levels, your stress hormone. The focused concentration required to learn French pulls your mind out of rumination and anxiety, anchoring you in the present moment. It's like meditation, but with tangible progress. Your hippocampus, the memory center, literally grows larger. Your prefrontal cortex becomes more efficient at problem solving. You're not just learning French, you're upgrading your entire cognitive and emotional operating system. The method. Okay, so how do you actually do this? How do you build emotional resilience while mastering French? Here are 5 evidence-based strategies. Strategy 1. Reframe mistakes as data. Stop calling them mistakes. Start calling them data points. When you say, "Je suis allé," instead of "je suis allé," you didn't fail. You just discovered that past participles need gender agreement. That's information. That's progress. Pro tip. Keep a victory journal. Every day, write down one thing you learned from a mistake. Watch how quickly your mindset shifts from shame to curiosity. Strategy 2. The 10-minute non-negotiable. Forget hour-long study sessions. Your brain builds stronger neural pathways through consistent, short practice. 10 minutes every single day beats 3 hours once a week. Here's your exact routine. 3 minutes on Duolingo or a similar app, 4 minutes listening to French content. Try the podcast, Inner French, or the YouTube channel Easy French, and 3 minutes speaking out loud. Yes, talking to yourself counts. The key? Same time, every day. Attach it to an existing habit. After your morning coffee. Before you check social media. Make it automatic. Strategy 3. Strategic immersion. Don't wait until you're ready to immerse yourself. Start now. Change your phone language to French. You'll learn everyday vocabulary faster than any textbook can teach you. Create a French music playlist. Start with accessible artists. Stromae, for catchy, repetitive lyrics. Zaz for clear pronunciation. Angèle, for contemporary pop. Watch one French film per week with French subtitles, not English. Try Amélie for whimsical charm, Ituable for humor, or Planfigefaux for stunning dialogue. Your brain needs to hear the rhythm and flow of native speech. This isn't about understanding everything, it's about exposure. Strategy 4. Find your emotional anchor. This is crucial. Connect French to something you already love emotionally. Obsessed with cooking? Learn French through recipe videos. Love philosophy? Read Camus in simple French. Into fashion? Follow French fashion bloggers. When French connects to your passions, learning stops feeling like work and starts feeling like joy. And joy is the most powerful motivator in existence. Strategy 5. Celebrate micro-wins. Our brains are wired to notice what we haven't achieved yet. Fight this. Actively celebrate tiny victories. Ordered coffee in French without panicking? That's huge. Understood one sentence in a French song? Victory. Remembered the word for butterfly is papillon? Celebrate it. Set up a reward system. After completing 10 study sessions, treat yourself. After your first full conversation, do something special. Make your brain associate French with positive emotions. Let me share something personal. 2 years ago, I couldn't string together a basic French sentence without my hands shaking. I'd studied for months, but every time I tried to speak, my mind went blank. Then I realized something. I wasn't afraid of French. I was afraid of being seen as imperfect. Once I accepted that sounding ridiculous was part of the process, everything changed. I started speaking French to myself while cooking. Terrible grammar, worse pronunciation, but consistent. I joined an online language exchange and embarrassed myself weekly. 6 months later, I had my first full conversation with a native speaker in Paris. She didn't laugh at my mistakes, she was genuinely interested in what I was saying. And that moment, that single conversation, wasn't just about French. It was proof that I could push through discomfort and come out stronger on the other side. That's what emotional resilience really is. It's not about never feeling fear or frustration. It's about feeling those things and choosing to show up anyway. So here's my challenge to you. Don't learn French to add a skill to your resume. Learn French to prove to yourself that you can do hard things. Learn it to build a version of yourself that doesn't run from difficulty. Start today. Not tomorrow. Not when you have more time. Not when conditions are perfect. Today. 10 minutes. 1 sentence. 1 small act of courage. Because at the end of the day, learning French isn't just about speaking another language. It's about becoming someone who doesn't give up on themselves. And I promise you, that person? They can do anything. Now go. Allez y. Your future self is waiting.